Hello everybody, it's Christine and it is day 6 of 30 days best of Christy's Beautiful Life. And let me show you the sketch real quick. Oh y'all, we had a nasty storm last night. I have no internet, so thank God I had this open already. So it is from Paper Issues. It says it was originally from Series 2, Day 24, and Series 5, Day 8. So this is evidently a very popular sketch. It is a star. And you could, I guess, theoretically either make it an outline star, or I guess you could double layer it with 2 different papers maybe. And then just a little cluster with your photos and some layered papers titled Little Small Stars. Now, I actually went looking because I was hoping to find I don't have a cut machine, and I was hoping to find a cut file. I didn't find a cut file, so I have taken a marker. I really like this side here. But I've taken a marker and used a ruler and just kind of like drew a star. So this is going to be one of those, maybe it'll look a little wonky, I don't know. I kind of outlined a little heavy because I started off with one direction and I end up spreading these legs a little bit here. So we'll see what I end up with. I don't know that I'm going to cut the middle out. So we'll have to see. I might take a pen, and kind of make a doodle with like a white pen. May sound kind of pretty to me. So anyway, that's going to, I think, be my star paper. And then my head, I think I'm going to use this as the background paper. My 2 photos are from when my baby was born. She's so small. So yeah, this would have been May of 1998, maybe early June, because no, she's only like 2 weeks older. I've got pictures of her. So anyways, those are my 2 pictures. I am going to trim them down just a little bit, but I don't really need like this stuff, I don't think. I don't know. I need to kind of play with this. I'll take my little things I've used before. I have these papers. This is the Cocoa Vanilla No Limits. I have these, and then I have a ton of these scraps here, and I really like this wood grain, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this. And obviously that's the other paper, so we'll have to see about that piece. But anyway, those are my ideas. And then my title is just going to be Love You. So that's kind of my thinking. Of course, I do have these ephemeras, the little, stars and whatnots. So my plan is to try to use those to kind of build out my cluster down there. So that's where I'm going to start. So let me go ahead and go off camera. I'm going to cut my star. See how I can do that without making a hot mess of it. And I'll come back on camera. All right, talk soon. All right, gang. So at this point, you can see I have cut my star out. It didn't go too badly. I actually got it evenly done. So I was proud of myself for having measured those arms and legs and things. So I'm actually kind of happy with that. And so I did use my white pen. It is let me see if I can tell you what it is. It's a Jelly Roll Sakura 05. I think one of my pens, I had pulled 2 out. One of them seems to be a little bit dry, so I had to kind of look for a juicy one. But I think it looks really pretty. I was happy with how this turned out. I just, like I said, just kind of doodled around the outside. I think it gives kind of a neat little look to it. And I'm going to get this done, and then I'll glue my star down. And then the next thing I'm going to end up doing is trying to figure out my paper layers. Now, unfortunately, I do have to measure that, so you're going to be on camera while you see me kind of measure. I just use a pencil and trying to figure out the sizes. There's no measurements on the sketch, which is totally fine. But, when you do stuff like that, it just has to, you have to kind of mess with it. So, anyways, I got my star. I do see a little smear, which made me sad. But honestly, it's fine because it's a doodle. It doesn't really stick out too bad or anything like that. All right, so I'm going to take my ATG gun. I'm going to glue this down. This, I think I mentioned... Did I mention? I'm so sorry. I don't remember now. I had to start recording again because somebody's message kind of messed me up. This layout did not take me long at all. Once I got my little star cut out, I don't know what it is about this one. Like, it didn't seem to speak to me like I had to do all kinds of extras. I'm typically more is more kind of girl. I do add some little extra stars, which you'll see. But other than that, I didn't go over the top. Like, I didn't really do any mixed media or anything. I mean, the pen doodle doesn't count. I thought about maybe, perhaps, possibly, but honestly, the sketch didn't call for it, and I didn't see the sense in me trying to hurt my mind by trying to think about it. So I have cut my little papers here, my little layered papers. There is a little third layer up there at the top, so I'm going to cut this little green. I love that wood grain, if I'm honest, y'all. That was just so pretty. I'm so happy with it. It's a gorgeous piece of paper. And then the rainbow was just really pretty, so I was happy with that. And then now I'm just taking this little green, like, I don't know what those are, little cross hatch X's on there. I think these layers turned out pretty. Now, I did not map my photos, and I came real close to putting the right one up on foam, and I decided against it as well. And I ended up overlaying some embellishments anyway, so it was a good decision. Now on the left side over there, there's a little fishtail banner on the sketch, and in the sketch it looks like it's kind of a dark piece of paper, or it's kind of, you know, shown as dark. But in my case, I decided to go with this little star fishtail. I was a little bit worried it wasn't going to be distinct enough from the background paper, but once I do this, and then I'll end up actually doodling around the outside. Again, I don't think I do that until toward the end, but I'll take actually a little gray pen and doodle around the outside. I was kind of proud of that decision too. I just happened to look over and I saw a gray pen. I thought, you know, all them little dots on that background paper is gray. I think that'll be pretty. So I ended up using a gray pen to do some doodling around the outside of the papers. So here's where I'm just going to start gluing these paper layers down. And again, it's not overly complicated. It's only 3 little pieces of paper, and I did not map my photos. And I think that's okay too. I think this actually looks kind of neat. So these pictures were taken, me and my daughter, she was, like I said, looking at this, she was probably 2 weeks old, if that. As I know, I've got pictures of her. She might have been 3, but she's definitely less than a month, because she's kind of still got that real baby newborn look to her. She's just kind of, I mean, like a lizard or something. We teased her all the time. She looked kind of like lizard to us. Of course, she's got her little yellow outfit, little matching shoes. I definitely did a fashion diva with this child. I dressed her all the time. And we were having like a little party at my in-laws' house, I think just to kind of welcome her, you know. So we had family members had come up. I can see in the picture there's some people from the out of town, and then there's some friends. So it's just like a little baby party, I guess, like a welcome party. And I'm just holding her, and I don't have a ton of pictures when I was pregnant. And for whatever reason, I don't have a ton holding her when I'm small, I guess because we just didn't take as many pictures back then. Unfortunately, it was before, you know, digital phone camera things, and so everything had to be an actual camera, and then you had to actual film and all that, and so there's just not as many. So I like these pictures of her. Okay, so I've got that little fishtail banner with the stars, and then there was this little chipboard piece that said "To the Moon and Back." So since my title is going to be Love You, which are these cool little ephemera pieces, I got Love You and then basically To the Moon and Back, and I actually really like how that turned out. And then now I've got these other little chipboard stars I'm pulling out here. And I pull out 3 of those. 2 of them are kind of the outliney look stars, and then one of them's kind of a solid color. And they're just, the nice thing about this collection, they're just all kind of in the same, you know, little color family, you know, palette, whatever. So they match just fine. I just put them down there. I am going through the ephemera to see if there's anything else. And honestly, I don't find anything else I want to pull out. Nothing else just really strikes me. I do look at these little word phrases, and I come very close to picking one out. I'm trying to remember what it said now because I don't actually pick it. I thought about it because the sketch did have that little journaling piece down there. But at this point, I decided, no, I like the To the Moon and Back. I don't really want to take away from it. So I decided not to add it. So here's where I'm taking my stars, and I'm taking my little, you know, sticker back off. And of course, on the last one, I can't get it off right. So I'm going to have to use some Nuvo glue to glue it down. I don't know what it is about these things. For some reason, I just struggle to get the right layer off. They're just very... they're very layery, almost like I imagine like a croissant or a biscuit or something, you know, where you got little layers of whatever, and I end up pulling the wrong one off all the time. So I use a little Nuvo glue, I glue it down, and here's where I start to put the foam behind the letters, and I'm not going to make you sit there and watch that. So here I am at the end. I'm actually just unpeeling and sticking them down. So the Love You is up on foam tape, and I like that quite a bit. Here is now where I'm going to get into the little enamel shape. So there's all these little enamel stars. And again, the sketch actually only really called for a couple little stars down there in that lower right corner. But I decided to add a few more. So I do a little more is more, but not a ton of more is more. So I put a few little enamel stars down there. I do add a little, 3 of them up kind of where the fishtail banner is. And in some ways, it kind of, to me, is just adding to the fishtail banner. Although I do stick one little gray star on the blue, the navy blue right there. There's where I do that. And then I'm going to put a couple little small ones up over Love You, just really small little stars. I love this little set of enamel shapes, if I'm honest. If they do this every time, I'd be, I don't know. They got a new collection coming out. I saw Miss Anna over at Peace Craft Love, and I'm going to get it, darn it. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it's coming out, and I definitely want it. I saw it. I was like, oh, it's so pretty. I love this collection here. I have just torn through it. I have just loved it. I've only got 2 pieces of full-size piece of paper left, and just scraps other than that. Although there is quite a bit of ephemera, so I'm going to get at least 1, if not possibly 2 more layouts out of it. And if I really try hard, I might can get 3. Who knows? I do decide to add it says Brooke and I in May 1998 down there on the little rainbow piece. Then I'm looking at it. I was almost done. I thought, I'm done. And I thought, no, your edges are just naked. You need to do something. So I decided to pull out that Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide and just ink the edges of this paper. It's real subtle. And because it is gray, you know, it kind of ties in with those little gray dots on it. It's real subtle, but it really was necessary. I felt like it just didn't feel complete. And then after I do that, I also start looking at the little paper layers, and I think, you also look naked. I have to add something to you as well. So after I do the inking on the edges of the paper here, I pull out that gray pen I mentioned, and I'll go ahead. I have already actually done the fishtail. I did that off camera because I thought, okay, fine. And then I thought, no, I'm going to do the rest of them. So I come in with the gray pen on the rainbow paper, and then I look and I go, so now at this point, I've done the fishtail banner and the rainbow paper, and I'm looking at the wood grain, and I'm thinking, I don't think the gray is going to show up. So in just a minute, I am going to pull out my white pen again, and I'll do the doodling on the outside of the wood grain paper. Now, I struggle at first because for whatever reason, I don't know if I picked up the wrong pen or if it's just been a second or whatever, but it doesn't want to take ink in one or two little spots, and I have to kind of trace over it. But again, it's okay because it's a doodle, and it looks awesome. So like I said, I'm going to take this white pen. It's kind of subtle. Like I said, it's not jumping out in your face that there's a big doodle on it or anything. And I just kind of go around the outside edges of those papers just to add that little bit of interest, or just to kind of, like I said, kind of close it in, I guess. It just looked a little strange to me without it. It was just too naked. So I do add those little doodles there. And then that's it. After I'm done with it, adding those little doodles, sorry about the head there, y'all. I'd go, this layout's done, and it's so cute. I really like it. This sketch was fun. I can see why it's been used a couple of times. I'm going to slow it down now so you can see. I'm going to bring it up. I've cleaned my mess up. That was kind of cool. I never noticed that before when I made the video. Anyway, there's the layout up close, and you'll see a couple of stills. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you check out the links for everybody playing. They're going to all be below. And, of course, check out the Facebook group. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.